Hey guys, Cookie Cigar Guy here with a request from one of our viewers. He was wondering if you could do an Icy Veins rotation on a class with weak auras. And the answer is yes, and I've gone ahead and done that with a Fury Warrior. Our plan is to do that with most of the top end classes. We probably won't do something like Arms Warrior, seeing as they're so low right now, and they have a really simple rotation. We'll do another video where you can see how this was built out. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to show you, again, this is based off Icy Veins. I'm not going to vouch if they're the best or not. I think they're pretty good. But we'll go ahead and show you their rotation. And that is going to be, if you are not enraged, you simply wait for Bloodthirst to become available before spending Rage or using Raging Blow procs. Unless by doing so, you would either reach maximum Rage or waste Raging Blow procs. So both of those conditions are accounted for with the weak aura we've set up here. The Raging Blow is your primary, so it's always going to want you to press Raging Blow, especially if you have two, but only if you're enraged. And then Bloodthirst, you'll never Bloodthirst if you have more than 90 Rage, so you don't Rage cap. It'll tell you to Wild Strike instead. Moving on down the list here, you would use Berserker Rage if your Enrage falls off and Bloodthirst is on cooldown. You'll only see your Berserker Rage weak aura pop up if you have no Enrage and you cannot Bloodthirst. But that is built in as well. You execute if you have a sudden death proc. That is above all else. That will become apparent pretty quickly as I show you this rotation. You will always Wild Strike when you have more than 90 Rage, or if you have Blood Surge procs. That is also built in. And you will always use Raging Blow if you have two stacks, regardless of anything else. That is built in. The Unquenchable Thirst talent is not something we will take, as Icy Veins says it is not top DPS, and it would very much change the rotation. But it is something you could build out, and again, we'll go into another video later and show you how we built everything, and maybe we can get into how Unquenchable Thirst would change things if you were to take that talent. But for this video, we're just going to show the basics of what we've built here. There's a lot, and it's really cool. We're going to have all the strings down in the description below. A link to our forum where you can go pick up those strings and just simply import them. I'll show you how to do that before this video is over, but I am going to try to keep it short. You will use Ravager on cooldown. That is in this. You will use Stormbolt or Dragon Roar depending on your choice on cooldown. That is also here. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Let me go ahead and get into things. I am going to pull up the talent choices. And those talent choices are what Icy Veins says is ideal. And I, for the most part, agree on a Fury Warrior. I think that they're pretty solid choices. It would be double time, so you have two charges. It would be Enraged Regeneration, which is it's pretty solid for on-demand healing. This will also let you know if you have Impending Victory available. So everything is included in this weak aura setup I've made. Sudden Death is pretty much mandatory. I don't recommend Unquenchable Thirst myself. Like I said, it greatly changes the rotation. And Sudden Death makes a lot more DPS overall. Personally, I prefer Stormbolt. Even if you're using AoE, Dragon's Roar isn't major DPS gain. There's a little bit there, but it's not major. Stormbolt is 400% more DPS on a target that is unstunnable. If the target is stunned or is stunnable, they would be stunned for 4 seconds to 5 seconds. I forget which offhand. Vigilance is pretty good. I do not have a weak aura built into this for Vigilance. That is something you'd want to have yourself. Bloodbath is ideal for a single target. Bladestorm for AoE. And then in the last tier, it would be Ravager or Siegebreaker. I like Ravager because it decomplicates the rotation a lot more. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll show you some of this here real quickly. And we're going to start outside of combat because I wanted to show you this. It will, at all times that you do not have either your Commanding Shout or Battle Shout up, give you an icon here to let you know that you need to put your buff up. Once you have your buff up, either Commanding Shout or Battle Shout, that'll go away immediately. Another thing we've been able to include on this is our charge. It has a rangefinder in it. Kind of neat. I found that and we put that in. If you're within 8 to 25 yards, you will charge icon. If you are not, it will disappear. So only if you have charge available, if you are in correct ranges. That's an 8 to 25 yard range. So if you're too close to your target, it disappears. 8 yards to 25 yards, it's available, and then outside of range, it's unavailable. But only when you have charges available. So It's pretty nice. We'll go ahead and get into combat. We're going to charge in, and you'll always start with Bloodthirst to try to get your Raging Blow procs going. And there it is, and then we immediately got a Sudden Death proc. We're going to go to Execute. We're enraged. We have a Raging Blow. Got another Sudden Death proc. And then we have the option here. If you see both, you can choose either one. It's fine. Bloodthirst pops up. We'll go ahead and get more Rage. That's ideal because you'll want to trigger Raging Blow with your Bloodthirst anyway. Once you have more than 90 Rage, you're going to have a Wild Strike icon. That means you're too close to Rage Cap. That triggers at 90 Rage or more. And you want to dump some of that Rage off so you're not Rage Capping. And that's pretty much the simple rotation. That's how it works out. Your icons will display the cooldowns you have available. And all those will function properly down the strings. Just go ahead and pick those up. You'll see that we'll have available the impending Victory Rush, and then Dragon's Roar, Siegebreaker, of course your Recklessness, and then we'll also have, when you get below 30% health, it'll tell you Enraged Regeneration, switch to Defensive Stance, and your Die by the Sword will all come up when you get below a certain amount of health. So it includes any of your talent choices. It also includes all of your cooldowns, and that sums it up. That's pretty well. You ought to go ahead and grab the strings off the forum down below and go ahead and start playing with them. They're a lot of fun. They're very entertaining. And we look forward to making a lot more videos for you guys. Let us know if you have any requests, any questions. Make sure to give us a like. And go ahead and subscribe if you got the time. We certainly appreciate it, guys. You take it easy.